Hello, Sam. How are you doing? Give me a minute. I'm pulling out a medical kit. See if I can find my gloves. Oh, Lord. Trying to locate stuff is like trying to pull teeth. It really is like trying to pull teeth. For anybody coming in, hello, it's me. I'm looking for items that I've been told I need to have. Here is an emergency poncho. Here is a blanket or some gloves. Nope. Good Lord have mercy. I just love these first aid kits. Bandages, triangle bandages. Golly geez in heaven. Looking for stuff I can't find. Where are you? Boy, I'm in a world of hurt right now. If I was in dire need, I can't find them. Good evening, everybody. I'm looking. Dag nabbit. Bud Files, Hillbilly, Uncle Al, Sam, give me a chance. I'll be back in a minute. And Uncle Al will be crying, dead air time, and stop reminiscing. Dang it. I am so cramped right now with crap all around me. I'll be right back. Well, if everybody left, I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. Ah. Yes, please hit the like button. It'll be greatly appreciated. So, gloves. Gloves. It's important to have gloves, especially if you're dealing with bodily fluids. And I was looking for my gloves. I just bought my wife 3 boxes of vinyl gloves. And I got a first aid kit, nice first aid kit, has all sorts of stuff in it, no vinyl gloves. Golly geez. So, a question came up this afternoon about gloves. I said, yeah, I've got them. And I do have them, I just can't find the damn things. So, Sam, I'm sorry. Welcome for those of you who are here. Looks like I got 3 in the house and 3 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel, it'd be greatly appreciated. And right now I am messed up on the stream. Sam, I will show you some gloves tomorrow, or I will do a short with some gloves. I'm trying. Sam, let's see. The Bud Files and Hillbilly Josh. Welcome. So, people will ask me, well, why do you write down names of channels that come in? Well, for one thing, I write down names so, like, if I decide to do shout-outs, I know who to do shout-outs for. I can do shout-outs. I can post something and do a shout-out. These were the channels that came into my... If you look at my last community wall post, those were all channels that had come into my live stream. Those were all channels that came into my live stream. Melinda Elliott, welcome Melinda Elliott. I went into a friend of mine's live stream today. He did a live stream. And Joseph Moore, welcome Joseph. Yeah, I went into a live stream. My friend Yoda. Dave, it's embarrassing. I pulled out, and I bought her 3. I bought her 2 of one and 1 of another. These are all vinyl gloves for my wife. 3 new boxes of gloves. I can't find any of mine. So I would really be screwed if I was in a serious situation. My friend Yoda, David, I was on his channel today. He did a live stream. He doesn't do it very often. He did an update. And Michaela Missick, welcome Michaela Missick. I'm really apologetic that I'm so disorganized right now. Golly jeez, I'm blind. I ought to just write it off and say the hell with it. I can't see shit. Forgive my language. I used the swear word. Oh, man. I hope everybody's doing well today. I'm right in the middle of a meltdown. I guess I could say I'm going to have an episode. I don't like the way the streaming works on the, well, everything just went blue. Stop that. Callie Singh, welcome Callie Singh. And oh, I can't pronounce this. Nougat. G-A-T. It Nougat Mix TV. Pastor Clapping Cheeks. Two in the house, 7 likes. Well, for the one of you who's in here right now, I hope you had a good day. I apologize. People really don't want to see you having a semi-meltdown over stuff. I get frustrated when I can't find stuff. I spend so much money on items, and right now I'm a little bit disorganized. I can't get to stuff. And try to find it at the last minute. Well, I'm glad that you're here, Dave. Trying to find stuff at the last minute is just, I don't know what to tell you. I went into your live stream this afternoon, and I decided, well, let me just go through some of the channels and see if I can connect with them. So I went to the first 2 channels that had come into your live stream, and I went to each of them. I watched 2 full videos. I watched 3 shorts of each one. I left comments and likes and told them what like numbers they were and that I was a new friend. I went to a couple of other channels that I hadn't seen recently, that I left comments, watched a couple of videos or shorts that I was already connected with, that I'm subscribed to. And I had one person that I'd subscribed left a comment on 2 of my shorts. I had another person leave a comment on 1 short. I didn't pick up any new channels. Now maybe 3 or 4 days from now they might think about it and somebody might come back and say, you know, this guy, he really spent some time. I better go back and give him a little love and perhaps subscribe him. Hadn't happened. The Black Widow. Hello, Black Widow. I've just been having a little bit of a rant. It's not pretty when I rant. I even used a swear word. But anyway, I was looking at equipment today. Yeah, it's going to cost me some money. It will cost me some money. 7 in the house, 10 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel if you have not done so. I'm drinking a cup of Taster's Choice Dark Roast. That seems to be Dave's favorite. With some French vanilla creamer. Nita's Cooking Show. Hello, Nita. How am I? Oh, I don't know. I'm not in the best mood right now. Probably not good for doing a stream. I could rant about a lot of stuff. I had another mail call today from Amazon. I have mail calls almost every day from Amazon because I buy stuff from them. I buy lots of stuff from them. I opened the top of the box. And it is another number 10 can. Let me pull it out. And it is another Morning Moo. 93 servings. 56 ounces, 3 pounds, and 8 ounces of Agassiz Farms milk, freeze-dried milk. And somebody asked, and I'm going to go ahead and put on this 7. Started July of 24. And I paid for it $28 and 29 cents. And I'm working on building up a year's supply. I'm buying different beverages and such. I'm working on building up a year's supply for 4 people of milk. I've got other things I'm working on, but that's one. Then you can ask the question, well, why is it you just bought one? If you're wanting to buy, however, why don't you buy? Well, I don't want them to send several of them to me in a box, and they're all banged and dented up. Because in transport, they get pretty rough with stuff. Usually when I get 1 can at a time, it's not messed up. It's not dented up. There's nothing wrong with it. So I tend to order 1 at a time for those. There are other things I'll order multiples of. But, I should probably tomorrow or the next day be getting 4 different 32 ounce oat milks, almond milks, a selection that's actually a 32 ounce of milk. I ordered 4 different kind, and they should be coming in, and then I'm going to taste test, put them in the fridge, cool them down, taste test them, see which ones taste best, and then I might order some of those on a regular basis. The idea of the freeze-dried milk is you don't want to be drinking it. It's the layback for, an emergency. Sam, you're still a young man. No, there's not a 10-year-old in here. I've been to his channel. He's not 10 years old. He's young, but he's of age. Besides, I basically state it's not for children. I put it like I try to put an adult block on it or whatever. I say it's not for children underage. Hello, little lone prepper. So, thanks for coming by, Joseph. Hello, Belinda. One thing I have to point out, there are other people that are doing streams. There are other people that use StreamYard. They have a lot slicker, some of them have people that work with them. They have a lot slicker presentation than I do. They're doing it where they got more space. Their equipment's better than mine. They look better doing it. So I understand. I'm competing with people. And I'm not doing a very good job of competing against them. Hopefully the content that I try to put out, that I talk about, interests people. So I ordered a military style watch like my father used to wear. Yeah, I'm talking about back in the days. This watch was $32.41, and it's a Smith & Wesson brand. It has the day of the month, so it'll keep track of what day of the month it is. It's a traditional watch. It's a 38 millimeter watch. Came with three different wristbands: a green, which I have on it, a tan, and a black. I like the tan. I'm not really into black, but if this one was to wear out, or if I was to break it or whatever, it's not that expensive, but I couldn't buy another one. And I've got another band. I could just buy a band if I wanted to, but I've got a tan band that looks nice that I could put on it. A little over $32 delivered. Now, Amazon's getting ready for Prime Day. They're going to have Prime Day. The 4th of July is coming up. There are places that are going to be advertising 4th of July. And Prime Days will be the 16th and 17th. I plan on buying a new Bouge RV between now and then. I'm going to buy a new Bouge RV, another 12-volt refrigerator freezer with wheels and a dual zone compressor refrigerator. If the one I use goes out, I can switch to that one. And I want to have 3 of them. I got another older one, but I really want 3. I may buy 3 12-volt 100 amp hour lithium batteries that I can chain together, which would basically, each battery is about 1,300 watts of power if you drain it down, and you can drain lithium down all the way. Right now you can get a good 12-volt lithium battery, 100 amp, for about $250. They're all made in China, about $250. Most people, Sam, will have vinyl gloves. Let me step out for just one more second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go out in my living room. I'll show you. I wear gloves when I work. So I do lots of yard work, and I want to protect my hands. My mother always said I had doctor's hands. These are gloves that I wear when I work outside. They're thick and they're for work. I wear gloves like this. And most people will have work gloves. I've got some leather gloves that are fairly tight fitting that are also good. I wouldn't want to write when I got those gloves on. That's basically for when I'm mowing, weed eating, picking up stuff, picking up grass, clippings or whatever. That's when I would use that. How's it going, Nita? Yeah, and I have disposable gloves. You should have in your first aid kit a good pair of latex gloves. You don't want you do not want any bodily fluids if you're having to work on somebody who's bleeding or who's, you do not want to exchange bodily fluids with somebody because they could have something other and give it to you. Sam, the gloves that I showed, these are smalls. These are my wife's. Those 3 boxes that I bought down at Rogers Pharmacy, those were small for my wife. I could not. There's no way I could get a glove like that on my hand. My wife is 4'9". She's got very small feet. She's got very small hands. She wears kids' shoes. Very small woman. So, getting back to today, the topic for today, which was provided by my mentor, is odds and ends that you would basically carry in a pouch or a banker's pouch, and you need one big enough to carry these items. A banker's pouch. A lot of times what you carry in a banker's pouch is you're carrying rolled coins, or you've got cash, checks, receipts, stuff that you're taking to the bank to make a deposit, or, you know, records, that kind of stuff. But, you know, businesses will have some pretty good size, you know, pouches and back, usually zippered. They're usually zippered. I've got a pretty good size one that's got a key lock. You basically zip it up, and then you can basically put a lock on it, so you can't unlock it. Somebody can't steal from you. So there's some items that you would put in this various items, and I'm going to go down through the list. Number one is a roll of duct tape. My father, and I'm reminiscing again, Uncle Al, used to say he kept his Harley. He had a Harley way back when. He said he used to keep it running with spit and baling wire. It was an old motorcycle. He said he'd keep it running with spit and baling wire. But duct tape, you can use duct tape for a lot of purposes, to fix a lot of stuff, to patch a lot of stuff. Duct tape. So a roll of duct tape. And the second thing would be a 40 feet of paracord. I have a little paracord wristband here. Green. I can unravel it in an emergency, and it's got probably 10 feet of paracord. Fire tinder. Third one, fire tinder. Do you have fire tinder? Fourth one 12-hour chem light stick. Uncle Al had sent me a 2-pack, and I used one as an example. I put the other one in my wife's bag. Number 5 would be a 200 lumen flashlight with AA batteries. So if you're going to be using like a flashlight that uses AA batteries, and you're going to have a radio that uses batteries, it would be good to have one that uses the same size batteries, so like AA batteries for your radio. But the radio was not on this list, but I just, as an example. Number 6 is a fuel tab cooker with fuel tabs inside. This is a fuel tabbed cooker. It's got 24 fuel tabs. It's the cheap one. You can get those right now for about $7. This is an God, it's freezing up again. This is an Espit stove. This is an Espit. It's got the cooker. It's also got a pot that you can basically put your water in, and you can boil your water. It's a nice one. And you use fuel tabs with it. Well, like Belinda, my wife, has a lot of rose bushes, and rose bushes have thorns. And you have them break off, you have them clip, and you're picking up stuff, you can very easily poke yourself and draw blood. That's why I always wear a good pair of thick gloves. I don't want to cut myself. Number 7 is 3 disposable hand warmers. Like those little hand warmers you buy over at Walmart. Number 8 is 1 cheap pocket poncho. Emergency rain poncho, cheap pocket poncho. See how small these are? That's an emergency poncho, a little cheap one. One pack of wet wipes. Wet wipes. These are equates. One pocket foil space blanket. Here's the little emergency space blanket. Little small emergency space blanket. That's number 10. Number 11 is one stick of beef jerky. And you want to know why you would use beef jerky? It's not really for you to eat. It's basically if you're going to make a snare to try to trap some food, if you're out trying to trap a small animal. The idea is you use a piece of the jerky and hopefully it'll help attract them so you can trap them. Number 12 is a 4-pack of AA batteries. Number 13 is a 4-pack of AAA batteries. Number 14 is a ferro rod and a striker with a neck cord. Number 15 is a Bic lighter, and you wrap 2 feet of electrical tape around it. Number 16 would be 2 packages of instant coffee. I'll go over that one more time because I went through it fairly fast. But those are some items that you would have. Mike Crusher Reviews. Hello, Mike. You know, Uncle Al talks about the need for a bicycle. Back during the war, the Germans would have bicycle units. And the idea was they could carry their gear, they could carry a lot of ammunition, they could carry, you know, pack gear and such, and they could move relatively fast. And it was basically just pedal a bicycle. A lot faster than if you're just, you know, hiking or walking. And you're going to get tired if you're carrying 75, 80 pound pack. Whereas you can have 75, 80 pounds, 100 pounds worth of gear on your bicycle and it's not going to tire you out. You know, it's not like you're not carrying it. So that's one reason why he will often say, have a bicycle. Yeah, this evening didn't start out the best in the world. I apologize. You know, it's like stuff. It's nice to be stationary someplace and have your stuff and have it organized where you can get to it. My wife and I talk about that all the time, you know. Like I'm trying to organize or reorganize pantry space to separate stuff out. I'm trying to get rid of stuff. Priority stuff. She tells me, do you have this? Do we have that? Can I get this? Can I get that? And if I can't get it at Walmart or I can't get it at Sam's, it's not something I can get over at Lowe's Home Improvement, I usually order it. Yes, Germany, um, they basically they were making artificial fuel. They were making gasoline from coal. They were very limited in, they were very limited in their fuel production. One of the reasons why they're producing all these jet planes, these Me-262 jets, they had superior technology. Thing is that they were limited. They couldn't produce the fuel for it. You know, they could not keep up with fuel production. It's like the electric cars today. Or, like the government's real big on these electric cars, but they don't have the charging stations, and the grid doesn't have the power to charge these vehicles. They're struggling right now. The grid is struggling right now, and as you go over and more people have electric vehicles, they take a lot. They take a lot to charge them up, and they charge you for that power. They do. So you need to really think about that. So I should have another one of these radios coming in the near future. And this one for my wife. Ordered one for my daughter. And I will tell you, preps wise, a means for clean water, drinkable water, purification, water purification. That's number one. Food supply. That's right there with number one. That's number two. You take medication, having to supply your medication. But I would say number three, for those of you who are healthy, would be a means to heat water. The ability to boil water. Having a camp stove that you can use camp heat with, or sterno, and having a good supply of it. I'd have two of those stoves. The stoves aren't expensive. I'd have a ton of matches. Everybody talks about ferro rods. Well, if I have matches, I'm going to use my matches before I use a ferro rod. It's good to know how to use a ferro rod. It's good to have a ferro rod, but I'm going to be using matches. That's okay, Sam. I'm not worried about it. I'll try to find some. I'll try to find a pack of my gloves, and I'll have some tomorrow that I can show, and I'll put them on for you. Oh, he's just obsessed with gloves, Melinda. He's got a thing for gloves. Yeah. Yeah. Well, just asking for them, and I've got all this stuff around me, and I can't find the bloody things. I found some I just went and bought 3 packs for my wife the other day, and I knew exactly where they were. But trying to find I know that there's some back over in that closet over there, but trying to get to it, I'd have to move so much stuff, it's not funny. And I do need to move that stuff. But it is what it is. If you've got the money and you build a house or you build a compound or whatever, it seems like back in the days you'd go and you'd buy a house like this one that was built back in the 60s. The closets were not big. I guess they figured people didn't have a large wardrobe. Or the master would have a walk-in closet. It wasn't very big, and it's like, okay, 2 people are going to share this closet. I barely have room in the master, which I use, and my wife has her wardrobe mainly in her woman cave, which is a spare bedroom, and she's got it on racks along the wall. And then she's got tables set up with sewing and for her arts and crafts and stuff that she does. It's just a sad state of affairs. But I want to eventually, if the world's still around, I'm going to build a retirement home that will be handicapped accessible. And I guarantee you, my wife and I will each have our own walk-in closet large enough for our stuff. Hello, Mama 4 boys. So I did a community wall post today, and I shouted out the channels that were in my stream last night. They came through my stream last night. Look, right at 22 channels. And I did a shout out to them. I'm on summer vacation right now. Everybody should pretty much know that. I have about a month before I go back. About 5 weeks. I've got things that I need to get done before I go back. There is a Hurricane Beryl is a Category 4, maybe moving into a Category 5 hurricane down in the lower Caribbean. It was passing over Grenada earlier when I was, looking at the weather. And it should go through Yucatan and then go into the Gulf. Going over Yucatan, it will significantly decrease in power. But if it goes back over the water, then it will start picking up again. There is another storm behind it. I forget what they call it. But this is hurricane season, started June the 1st, and we'll have it through the beginning of November. Do you have what you need for emergency? Do you have what you need to get from point A to point B if you have to bug out? Do you have what you need if you're going to stay put? You need to think about those things. Yeah, 2 storms. I don't think they're heading towards Georgia. These I don't think are going to Georgia, Dave. I don't think you have to worry about it. I think Mexico's going to take a hit on the big one. The one that we had, Arturo, which was a tropical storm. It basically developed in the Gulf, and it didn't get that strong, and it went into northern Mexico, the coast of northern Mexico, so it gave us like a week's worth of rain where I'm at. And I'm I'd say a hard 5-hour drive from the border with Mexico. It came in somewhere 5-6 hours south of me. Oh, they're calling the third one Chris. Is that what they're doing? They're calling the third one Chris? they've got little storms that really don't develop into much. They're barely tropical storms. 45, 50-mile-an-hour winds. You don't have to worry about that. What you got to worry about is all the rain. If you live in a low area, the flooding that you would get from it. They worry a lot about flooding. Good evening, sir. How are you doing, Mayor Ben? And Ben is a mayor. So I'm drinking Nescafe Dark Roast with French vanilla creamer. Let me know when you're running low, Dave, and I'll just send you some. I can just send it directly to you from Amazon. You get an 80-pack for like $12.99. I get free delivery, so I could just send you some. Hey, thank you, Mike. You take care. Enjoy watering the garden. My wife's out. I hear my wife out there on the riding mower in the backyard. I filled up 6 trash cans of grass clippings. 6. And that was just from the front yard. It was not from the backyard. That was just from the front yard. So let me go over this list one more time. The topic for this evening was odds and ends. What would you put in an odds and ends pouch or a banker's pouch? It's got to be big enough to carry these items. And then there's 16 items on this list. A roll of duct tape, 40 feet of paracord, fire tinder, 1 12 hours cam light stick, a 200 lumen flashlight with AA batteries, 1 fuel tab cooker with fuel tabs inside. I would prefer sterno over the fuel tabs. You can do that inside and it won't smell. You don't have to worry about the smell inside. 3 disposable hand warmers, 1 cheap pocket poncho, 1 pack of wet wipes, 1 pocket foil space blanket, 1 stick of beef jerky, 4 pack of AA batteries, a 4-pack of AAA batteries, 1 ferro rod and striker with the neck cord, 1 Bic lighter with 2 feet of electrical tape wrapped around it, and 2 packages of instant coffee. This is an odds and ends pouch, not a survival pouch. Compliments of my mentor. Take care, Mike. Appreciate you. Eight in the house. 14 likes. So I had got in another number 10 can This is a whey milk, so low fat, 93 servings, $28 and change from Agassiz Farms. I'm working on my, and I need to actually do an inventory of other freeze-dried milk that I have, so I can determine exactly how much qualifies as a year supply. There are other items that I'm bulking up on. But in an emergency, if we live, I don't want to starve. I'm trying to upgrade stuff, like this Life Gear, $18 little crank radio. It's got a flashlight. You can USB charge it. It's got, you can get the channels. It doesn't have an antenna. I ordered this. This is a lot nicer when I paid about $40 for it. It's got solar, it's got a crank, it's got a little flashlight, it's got a 18650 lithium battery in it, so it's like a small battery bank. It's got Bluetooth, it's got a nice, speaker. It's got all the different bands. You can get NOAA, AM, FM. The different bands. A little less than $40. I got another one on order. When it comes in, it'll go to my daughter. I upgrade stuff, and I find things, and I buy them, and I send stuff. When I do goodie boxes that I send to people, I try to send them things that they can use, that they'll benefit from. I think it's really good that I've sent them the little camp stoves, the little emergency stoves, camp stoves, that burn the tabs, that burn the sterno and canned heat and such. You basically just need to buy more of the tabs and buy more of the camp heat, or buy, sterno, so you have a supply of it. That way you can always boil water, hot water, for food, for coffee, for tea, for freeze-dried food and such, reconstituting, heating retort pouches, or doing stuff that so that you can have hot food. You can also use them as a heater when like if it's really, really cold and the power's out and you don't have you can't burn any wood burning or whatever. You can burn a couple of those canned heats, and it'll keep your room above freezing, and they burn for 6 hours. Continuous. I like them. I do what I'm going to do with them, and then I put them out. Takes less than 15 minutes to boil water. Yeah, and there are other devices that use AA or AAA. It would be nice if you could have all your devices use AA batteries. That way you could just basically mainly carry AA batteries. Back in the day, I can remember my dad, he had a radio that used D batteries. You'd use like 4 D batteries. For a fairly good sized radio. They've made things a lot smaller now. Flashlight, it would use 3 D batteries. D batteries are fairly expensive too. SD Mountain Man. Hello, SD. Welcome. So the topic for this evening was odds and ends that you'd have for when you're out and about, having a pouch, bag to carry odds and ends. And there were 16 of them listed. Having a carry bag, a get home bag, a bug out bag, something that'll supply you with the basics to get home or to go from point A to point B. Important. You're stranded overnight. You need a little bit of food. You need some water. If you take medication, you need your medication. You need a blanket. Poncho if it's wet. Having a spare pair of socks, underwear. You can change. Idaho Garden Girl, welcome, Idaho Garden Girl. Thank you for coming in. So every day when I get up, I thank God for the day. I say a prayer, I thank God for the day. I say the Lord's Prayer. Drink my coffee, take my medication, think about the day. What do I need to do? Life is good, but it is what it is. Things happen. Our job is to mentor younger folks, our kids, our grandkids, nieces, nephews. Be a good example to them. Help those less fortunate than you. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Lead by example. I will plan on being back tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day for me in the evening. Hopefully I'll be better organized. I apologize about my earlier rant. I also apologize if my stream has been freezing up somewhat. I'm using a ring light right now. My cell phone. I'm looking at a laptop because I can see the screen is larger so I can see who's here and what they're saying. I'm trying. Thank you, Uncle Al. Have a blessed evening. Well, thank you. I appreciate you running it as a replay. So that being said, living in the house. 16 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. I'll be back tomorrow for another stream, hopefully. Hopefully I'll post shout outs on my community wall. I had 20 channels that identified themselves that came in this evening. I appreciate you guys. Everybody, please have a blessed day. Thank you. Bye-bye.